Today on the Trent Out Loud Podcast. You know, being single is lonely sometimes. It has its ups and it has its downs. So leave us single people alone. What up? It's your boy, Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, it's Tuesday morning. I'm feeling good. I hope you guys are in a good mood and you're having a great day because I got a good show set up for you this morning. All right, we're going to talk about what everybody's been talking about, Donald Trump and Elon Musk's interview last night on Twitter, or now X, whatever you want to call it. We're going to jump into that. Then we're going to talk about YSL Woody admitting that he blamed Young Thug. This is talking about the RICO trial that is happening in Atlanta with Fani Willis, the same district attorney who is prosecuting Donald Trump. So a lot to talk about with that. Then in our third lead story, we're going to talk about Kirk Franklin trending after saying marriage is being weaponized. And then in our fourth and final lead story, Lebron faces backlash after refusing to take a picture with a kid in Paris, and Steph Curry's wife and mom were harassed by police. This should be one of our last stories about Paris Olympics for those of you who are getting a little too much Olympic news for your liking. Then we're going to jump into quick news. We're going to talk about Flavor Flav, Tyrese, police intervening in YG and Saweetie's argument over a cell phone. I got to talk to you guys about that. Then we're going to close out quick news with Kamala Harris and her being on the cover of Time magazine. Then we're going to jump into question of the day, and then we're going to close out, as we always do, with a little bit of sports news. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, or your devices up. I'm about to start this show. Let's go. Elon Musk says cyber attack on X blocked live stream with Trump from premiering on time. Elon Musk had a scheduled interview on X with Donald Trump yesterday. The conversation was supposed to take place at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The stream of the convo seemed to glitch for X users. Elon then took to X to explain that there was a DDoS attack on the platform. According to CNN, a DDoS attack is a common attack method in which hackers flood a site with poly traffic to overwhelm the system and attempt to knock it offline. The attack led to a late start, and Elon rescheduled the stream 30 minutes later. All right, Elon Musk. I am still shocked that this is the only thing that we're talking about, but hold on, let me just finish and I'll get to it. Elon Musk then tweeted out and said, it appears to be a massive DDoS attack on X, working on shutting it down. Worst case, we will proceed with a smaller number of live streamers and post the conversation later. He also tweeted out and said, we tested the system with 8 million congruent listeners early today, and there was no problem. And really, that's all he said. Okay, so why I am in such shock, and what I don't think enough people are talking about is the fact that we're not talking about the conversation, and we're only talking about the fact that it didn't start on time, which even at that, I question that could have been something that Elon Musk and Donald Trump set up to make it seem as if, oh my gosh, people are trying to stop me from talking. And also the fact that there's so many people online that the system couldn't handle it. They're taking both ends about it. But if we put that aside for 1 second, because that's what the conversation is, I find it, I don't know what the word is. I find it very interesting. I couldn't find a better word, but I find it very interesting that is all what we're talking about. Normally, or if this was a year ago or even 6 months ago, and Donald Trump got together with Elon Musk, we would have had 20 sound bites and clips, and it would have been huge news. The fact that I have been talking this long, and I, like I normally do, say, here's a clip of Donald Trump when he said this, or there is a bigger story. My point is that I feel like Donald Trump is just like womp, 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 womp. I feel like he's just running out of one-liners. I feel like people are tired of hearing him say the same thing over and over again, that Joe Biden is not smart, that Kamala Harris is horrible, that this and whatever. And the Kamala Harris campaign has breathed such a new and different light into the political and presidential campaign that we're tired of Donald Trump and we're excited to see Kamala Harris. That's why the crowds at her rallies are showing up and they're huge. That's why anything she says is repeated and it's put online and it's on TikTok. And Donald Trump is sitting down with Elon Musk and nobody cares. I went on to all the blog sites after. Nobody cares. I even was listening to it. I tuned in at around 8:30 because I saw that there was a delay, so I didn't rush. I tuned in, and there's just like nothing new, no new policies, no new attack lines. It's just the same old Donald Trump. And I don't know what you guys thought of it. I don't even know if you guys listened to it or heard it. I tuned into CNN, and all they were talking about was the glitches and nothing really about what he said. And just if you really think about it, other than the Black Journalist Association, where he said some pretty awful things, that's the last time you heard of anything really shocking that Donald Trump has said. And he hasn't really said much. So, yeah, that's the story. I mean, I really thought I was going to come here and take up literally like 20 minutes talking about Elon Musk and Donald Trump sitting down. But I have nothing other than it glitched and there's a DDoS. You know what I mean? So you guys, write back to me, comment below on this. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you listened to it, and let me know what you think. Let me know if I'm onto something. Are we tired of Donald Trump? Have we heard all of the one-liners? Has Donald Trump run out of runway? Is he getting boring? Is he getting redundant? Are you getting tired of him? Why isn't anybody talking about the close to 2-hour long interview? Where are the headlines? Where are the the one-liners of something that he said? Y'all let me know, man. Trent Out Loud at CFQR600.com. Comment below or send me a DM at Trent Out Loud. I don't know, man. I think Kamala might be onto something. I think she definitely has changed the program and has breathed new breath into the 2024 U.S. political campaign. Y'all let me know. YSL Woody takes the stand and admits to placing blame on Young Thug to get the police off of him. The YSL trial has resumed on Monday, and YSL Woody took the stand. He shared that because the police were constantly coming to him and asking about Young Thug, he easily placed the blame on Thug and told them what they wanted to hear so they could leave him alone. He said his motive was to say that Young Thug did it, although he knew he didn't, and he knew they wouldn't lock him up, which is crazy to me. How would you think that they would not want to lock Young Thug up, man? This is this is crazy to me. That's a horrible theory. Anyways, we got some audio from YSL Woody on the stand. Take a listen.
Okay, so this what happened. The police kept locking me up for whatever they could, and they keep bringing up Thug name. So what I did was to get him off of me. I said, Thug did this, Thug did that, Thug did, because I knew they would never, I knew he didn't do it. In my mind, I knew the police would never go mess with him. So it was easy for me to try to throw the blame off on him to get them off of me. And that's what I was doing. And they keep talking about Thug. So guess what I'm going to tell them? Yeah. What else you want me to tell them? Yeah, he did this verse. Yeah, he did that. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay, I understand what he's trying to say now. He's saying that because he knows that Thug didn't do it, even if he put the blame on him, they would have no evidence to go and lock him up. Okay, that makes more sense. I feel a lot better now. But I also think what this is I think from even with Gunna's statement, and I think what the defense is trying to do is they're trying to just discredit all of these witnesses and all of these statements and accounts, and everything is just going to end up in a mistrial. That's what it looks like is going to happen anyways. This is our third judge. It's the longest court case in Georgia state history. It has been a disaster. One of the judges were caught trying to intimidate a witness. That's how he got thrown off the case. And it's just been a complete disaster. Every time I talk about this, I think we've been talking about this now for at least a year. And every time there's a new thing that comes up in the news, we talk about it. Like I always say, I still don't understand why Young Thug cannot be at home or at least minimum on house arrest. This is horrible that they have this weak case on him that seems to be going nowhere, and he has to literally just sit down in jail, and what it looks like is going to end up being a mistrial, or at least or maybe found not guilty. I don't even know if they'll be able to get to that because the case is just so messed up right now. But yeah, free Thug. It just doesn't make sense that this man has to sit down in jail and come to court every day to hear this disaster. And now yet another witness saying, yeah, I said that he did it, but there was really no evidence. So I know they couldn't go and lock him up. And anyways, just a big disaster. Y'all let me know what you think about this case, man. You think Thug should be in jail? It's innocent until proven guilty. He should at least be at home on house arrest. Let me know what you think. Trent Out Loud at cfqr600.com. Comment below. Send me a DM at any of my social handles at Trent Out Loud. All right, I'm interested to talk about this one as a single man. In our second lead story, Kirk Franklin trends after he explains why he believes marriage has been weaponized in Western Christianity. Kirk Franklin was the recent guest on Cam Newton's show where they discuss various topics. However, their discussion on marriage has been gaining attention across social media. Kirk shares that he thinks that marriage, giving, and sexuality has been weaponized in the Western Christianity. He continued to explain why, and the people have been giving him props for bringing the conversation to the forefront while sharing their thoughts. All right, so before I give my thoughts, I will give you a little clip so that you can hear what he said. Take a listen.
I believe that marriage has been weaponized in Western Christianity. Giving has been weaponized in Western Christianity. Sexuality has been weaponized. For example, any woman listening to this can attest in our culture. Don't be no 30, 35-year-old single black woman and go to the family reunion. Like, it's a prerequisite for identity, and that if you don't have a man, if you don't have kids, that something about you is broken. Do you understand how dysfunctional these messages are?
One of the comments said, Kirk Franklin is probably the only person I've seen to be honest and open about this, and more people should talk about it. So like I said earlier, I am single. I don't think it's as weaponized against men as it is women. But you seen JD Vance the other day when he was like, oh, you know, women that don't have kids, they're cat women and they're leading the Liberal Party. And I think more and more as we get into, you know, this new modern world of, you know, they, him, they, them, non-binary, transgender, gay. I feel like especially Christianity, and not only just Christianity, just people in general are hyper focused on family and marriage to try to counteract what is going on in the new modern world. So I think that's why these conversations are coming up. And I think what Kirk Franklin is doing is important as somebody who is a leader in the Christian religion, for him to say, listen, at the end of the day, you cannot weaponize that against somebody. You cannot use that. Just like there's no difference between me and another man who is married and has 3 or 4 children, right? Just because I'm not a father does not make me less of a man, or that my opinion is less important because I don't have children of my own. And that was another thing that JD Vance was saying, is that how can you trust a leader that doesn't have a stake in the game for the future? Meaning that because I don't have kids, I don't care about the future of the world and I am selfish. That has nothing to do with it. Just to add to it, like, I do want to one day have a wife and have kids, hopefully, but I'm also okay if that doesn't happen. I'm not going to force it. It's not a mandate that will make or break who I am in my life. And it doesn't make the person who you are. And the same thing with a woman. I feel bad for women because women have almost kind of like a time stamp almost, because you know, men can have kids in their 40s, 50s, even 60s, where women, as you guys know, as women get older, it's more and more difficult, or they have more of a risk for them to be able to get pregnant. So this is a conversation. I could actually do a whole podcast on this, but families out there, do not weaponize your son or daughter, niece or nephew, you know, not being in a relationship and not having been married or have kids. Thankfully, my family is a beautiful, loving family that I'm the only one in my family that's single and doesn't have kids, but they don't weaponize that against me. Of course, my mom from time to time is like, oh, I wish you'd get married. I wish you'd have kids. I wish you'd settle down, etc. 100%, but she never weaponizes it against me. She never holds it against me at all. She doesn't make me feel guilty, and she's very happy with whatever I choose in my lifestyle. So for anybody out here who's listening to this, take what Kirk Franklin is saying seriously, because it's hard enough out here just being single, you know what I mean? And you don't need your friends and family members weaponizing it against you and using it against you and making you feel worse. Because, you know, being single is lonely sometimes. It has its ups and it has its downs. So leave us single people alone. So shout out to Kirk Franklin, man. I like this message. All right, in our fourth and final lead story, we're going to do a double header. We're going to talk about LeBron James and Steph Curry. First, I'm going to start out with Steph Curry. Ayesha Curry and Steph Curry's mom was seen crying and being harassed in Paris by police. Draymond Green had to come in and try to help out. And people are claiming that this is due to racism in Paris. So there has been a lot of stories that have come out from Paris, from security, from police. And they say there's a lot of judgment, not only to just Americans, but specifically a lot of Black Americans. We don't have anything, indefinite, but, we all know that Travis Scott was arrested. He's gotten into a little argument with his security guard, and the police arrested him. I have a story actually that's going to come in quick stories. Or did we do that yesterday? Not sure. But, he was released without being charged. Now you have this that's going on with Ayesha Curry and Steph's mom. And it's just ridiculous. They were literally just trying to get to their car and the street was blocked off. But they were like, listen, people are out here calling our names. And, it draws more and more attention as more and more people in the crowd see, oh my gosh, that's Steph Curry's wife. That's Steph Curry's kids. They're going to get more and more people. And they're just like, yo, can we cross the street? We understand that it's blocked. They're not trying some famous stuff to maybe try to get into a restaurant. They're literally just trying to get to their car because the crowd is building more and more and people are yelling out their name. And the police officer is like, no, you can't cross the street, and actually pushed Ayesha. And Ayesha had their newborn baby strapped to her chest, but because it was dark, he claimed he didn't see. Anyways, he pushed her and actually pushed the baby's head. So this story actually broke yesterday morning. We didn't talk about it on yesterday's show because it was very, very new. We don't have that much details yet. I haven't heard Steph come out and say anything. I do have a little bit of audio and video I'm going to play for you in a second. But if I was Steph Curry, I would raise all hell in that city. You would hear from me. It would be a problem. So I hope in the next coming days we hear something. Yo, you do not put your hands on my wife and my child. I don't care what you say. Oh, it was dark. Oh, no. What are you doing pushing a woman in her chest who's trying to get to her car? And give me a break that you don't know that is Ayesha Curry and Steph's mom. Like, give me a break, dude. Anyways, here's a video. And for those of you who are not watching, I'll explain the video after, but here it is. Take a listen.
Don't touch your baby.
I don't touch your baby, okay?
Come on, Aisha. Stop saying my name. How about help us? How about that? We're going here.
So even after him hitting the baby in the head, there's still nothing y'all can do to get them out of here?
And so in the beginning of the video, for those who can't see it, that's Steph's mom saying, yo, you never put your hand on a baby. And then even after that, they still don't let him cross. And then after, the other voice is Draymond saying, hey, even after you put your hands on a child, I think the child is maybe 3 or 4 months old, maybe. After that, you still can't let them cross. The police are wild for this, man. They are 100% wrong. I cannot wait to literally report more on this story as more comes out. I want to hear an apology from the police. I want to hear that this guy was fired. I want to hear every single thing bad that happened. I am so pissed off with the police in Paris. This is crazy. I definitely want to hear some repercussions happening. So if I hear anything, I will definitely talk to you guys about it. All right, so moving on now to part B of the story. This has nothing to do with police, but excuse me, it is LeBron James. So I just stuck it in here. So LeBron James was entering a club at night, And there was a child outside. He looks maybe, I don't know, 9, 10 years old. Let's give him, right? Maybe preteen. And he's like, hey, LeBron, I want a picture. And he's like, yo, move. Like, yo, don't do that. And as if like the kid was doing something wrong to him. It's like, yo, you're LeBron James. There's mad people out there. Like, why would you treat the kid like that? Now, I understand celebrities respecting, like wanting their privacy respected, but like you're at the Olympics, you're coming out, there's a bunch of people around. It's not to say where it's like, you know what I mean? Like you're at a dinner table and this kid is coming up and bothering you. And at the end of the day, he's just a little kid, man. If you don't want to take a picture with him, LeBron, just be like, hey, sorry, not right now, buddy. You know what I mean? Or like next time. But for him to talk to the kid like this, like he is getting a lot of backlash. Sorry, I forgot to even read the headlines. It's LeBron James faces backlash after turning down a fan photo while celebrating his gold medal. And what was even worse is that after he yells at the kid, which I'm going to play the video in a second, he walks up to the door and then starts dancing with some guy who he saw there. He's like, hey, what up? And he's dapping him up and giving him like, you know what I mean? It's like, it just looks really bad. And it is bad, you know, like it just, if let's say he would have said that to the kid and then he, you know, runs right into the restaurant, it could be like, okay, well, I was pissed off about something or I was rushing about something or something was wrong or whatever. But to brush the kid off, walk 2 feet and then go and dance with this other guy, like it was just really bad. So anyways, here's a video. Take a listen.
It's possible to take a picture, please? Congratulations, LeBron.
Stop. Don't do that.
Okay. Congratulations, LeBron.
Nah, LeBron wrong for that, yo. Anyways, Paris, it was fun. But like I said, I think this is probably the most controversial Olympics I have ever seen in my life. But as we're going to talk about in sports news, the next Olympics is going to be in LA in 2028. Trust me, I think it's going to pale in the comparison to the Paris Olympics, man. So it remains to be seen. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. Flavor Flav to the rescue. Flavor Flav offers to make Jordan Chiles a bronze clock necklace after she was stripped of her bronze medal over the weekend. Flavor Flav tweeted out, he said, yo, Jordan, don't worry, I'm going to make you a bronze clock necklace, and that's something nobody else has. Hit me up, girl. I got you. So shout out to Flavor Flav. Y'all who don't remember or maybe too young to know, Flavor Flav is part of the legendary hip-hop group Public Enemy. So shout out to Flavor Flav for coming to Jordan Chiles. Not rescue, but whatever. Just trying to cheer her up, make her feel good. I do have an update on what's going on, by the way. And the update is the U.S. Gymnastics say they submitted a letter and video evidence showing requests to file an inquiry within 1 minute deadline as they work to get Jordan Chiles' medal and score reinstated. The article goes on to say, the U.S. Gymnastics wasted no time as they worked to get Jordan Chiles back her bronze medal. After the International Olympic Committee announced that Jordan was stripped of her bronze medal for the floor final and her original score was reverted, U.S. Gymnastics submitted a letter and video evidence of what they said shows the head coach, Cecil, requesting to file an inquiry that was submitted 47 seconds after the publishing of the score, which is within the 1 minute deadline required by the FIG rule. So quickly, because I know this is quick news, although I wish I could talk about this for a long time because I'm really pissed off about it. But quickly, yesterday when I talked about it on Monday's show, episode 305, I was saying that I didn't know a lot of the details. A lot of things were murky because the details weren't that specific. I do have the details now. So so Jordan Chiles did her floor routine. Okay. Then the Romanian, the Romanian team questioned something, like they filed something. So that puts her score down to, I think, 5th or 6th. Then the U.S. Gymnastics have 1 minute to rebut that. Okay. They were saying, the Romanians said that they did it in 1 minute and 4 seconds. So when they rebutted the score that put her down to 5th place, what the U.S. Gymnastics said worked, and they were like, okay, cool, you go back to third place. But so that was that. Then the Romanians filed an appeal. Okay, so it was 3 appeals now to say, hey, they may have been right, but they only got their appeal in 1 minute and 4 seconds, which is 4 seconds later than you're allowed to, because if one country has an objection, the other country has 1 minute to file their appeal for their objection. So it's objection, appeal, appeal. So when I was talking yesterday, I was like, yo, you're talking about 4 seconds. This is ridiculous. And like I said yesterday, I understand that the Olympics is all about timing, but that's between a race, right? If the 100 meter or the 400 relay or whatever, or I get that that's time, but to say, hey, the judges made a mistake and you only give me 1 minute from my country to say, hey, I want to appeal that mistake. And after 4 seconds, at the end of the day, they should be allotted the time to get it right. That's like instant replay in football or in basketball. Yes, you don't want to ruin the whole game and taking hours, but the judges should have an opportunity to get the score right, regardless of the time. However, even after all of that, now there is new evidence that shows they got their appeal in 47 seconds. So we don't even have to argue about that 4 seconds anymore. There is proof that they submitted their appeal within the 47 seconds. So that is it. It took me a long time to figure that out. I watched CNN. CNN didn't know. I was listening to The Breakfast Club, and Morgan Wood reported on it. She didn't know the details, but shout out to Morgan Wood. I love her. I got a lot of information, but nobody knew those exact details. So for those of you who are wondering how and why Jordan Chiles lost the bronze medal, that is why, and that's what the whole problem is over. But the U.S. Gymnast Committee is very confident that they'll be able to get her medal back, and I'm sure I'll be able to talk about this again before the end of the week. So shout out to the U.S. Gymnast and Jordan Chiles. All right, in our second quick story, Beard Babe. I can't believe I had to say that. Beard Babe. Tyrese debuts a new look as he performs the Star-Spangled Banner at the Rams Cowboys game. Tyrese is out here trying to turn into a beard babe. The singer performed the Star-Spangled Banner at yesterday's Rams game. I think this happened Sunday, so this is an old article. The Star-Spangled Banner at the Rams Cowboy game with an interesting look and a rendition of the song. He has been seen without a beard just 2 days ago while hanging out with the Rams teams. What do y'all think he's up to? So I actually heard this on the Breakfast Club, that Tyrese was trying to do a remake of Marvin Gaye's Star-Spangled Banner that he performed at the NBA All-Star game, I think in the 60s or the 70s, not too sure. So that's why I'll put the picture up if you guys want to see it on YouTube or on Spotify. I'll put it on my Instagram later today too. So yeah, that's, if you're wondering why Tyrese has hair and why he has a beard, he's trying to channel his inner Marvin Gaye, and that's the same hat and look that Marvin Gaye did in the 60s. More importantly, Tyrese is a great singer, and people were saying that his performance was mid. But I think reason why it was mid is that he wasn't just singing like himself. He was trying to sound like Marvin Gaye, which just didn't come across well. So, Tyrese, man, for the past couple of years, Tyrese has been doing some weird things ever since he's been fighting with his baby mama and all of this stuff, and suing Home Depot for $20 million. Tyrese is out here doing wild stuff. So this doesn't surprise me, man. But anyways, if any of you have heard it, let me know what you think of Tyrese's rendition of Marvin Gaye, Star-Spangled Banner. Send me an email, trentoutloud@cfqr600.com. Comment below. Send me a DM at trentoutloud. All right, in our third quick story, LAPD forced to intervene after YG and Saweetie have a heated argument over cell phone. According to TMZ, Los Angeles police had to intervene after someone called the police out of concern for a heated argument with YG and Saweetie. That YG and Saweetie were having on Saturday afternoon. Per the reports, police immediately separated YG and Saweetie, who apparently got into a spat over cell phone drama. Police said there was no physical altercation, just a very loud argument that they didn't want to escalate. It's unclear which phone the couple were arguing about, but according to police, things calmed down before they left. Y'all know what this is. Any guys out there, you know what this is. That's, yo, YG got a text message, or he got he got something. His phone rang. His phone was probably turned up. She saw it, not turned up, I mean face up. She saw, yo, who's that texting? Yo, who's that calling? And things got hot. At least it didn't escalate to anything major, but we'll see what comes of this. I like Saweetie and YG together. I think they're a good couple. So hopefully this is a little argument, and YG was able to work things out with his girl. We'll see what happens. All right, and our fourth and final quick story. Time magazine reveals its latest cover featuring Kamala Harris with the quote, "her moment." For those of you who are not seeing this on YouTube or on Spotify, this is it's a nice cover. It's more of a drawing or kind of painting, and under her neck there's like a crowd of like a rally crowd or whatever. I don't necessarily love the picture, to be honest with you. I think we could have gotten a little bit of a better rendering, just my opinion. But more importantly, Kamala Harris is on the cover of Time magazine. This is obviously huge. And shout out to Kamala Harris for making the cover of Time magazine. It's a big thing. But like I said, I think that could have given us a little bit better of a better picture. Let me know what you guys think about it, man. Okay, this brings us to question of the day. All right, yesterday's question of the day was horrible. I think I got a good one. It's going to be a little bit hard if you're not seeing the actual image on YouTube or Spotify, but I'll try my best to describe it to you. So the question of the day is, do you agree with this seating arrangement? So here is the seating arrangement in a car, okay? This car has 4 seats, like most cars do. I don't know why I had to explain to you guys that. All right, so the driver, let's just say it's me and my friend, okay? So I'm the driver, I'm in the driver's seat. My best friend, a guy friend, is in the passenger seat. My girlfriend is behind me, okay? And my best friend's girlfriend is behind him, okay? So again, I'm in the driver. My boy is sitting beside me in the passenger seat. My girlfriend is behind me, and my girl is my girl is behind me. My boy's girl is behind him. So do you guys agree with that seating arrangement? Before I read any comments, this is a horrible seating arrangement, but let's go to the comment section and we'll see. So Junior7869 says, if my girl and his girl cool with each other, for sure, this is a seating lineup. Angela Rich said, hell no, but gave no explanation why. Melanie Rack said, this is perfect because I could see if my man is texting anyone, just like I talked about with YG and Saweetie. Who else? All right, so Carrie Monet said he got a real babe up front. He got his real babe up front. Okay, she's just being funny. Destiny said, it's Monday. Let's find something productive to talk about. Yo, some people just don't like the foolishness. However, I'm down for the foolishness at all times. Houston Queen said, only black people have debates like this. Just get in the car. All right, I told you this would be a good comment. Kamala82 said, unless the girls are friends enough and want to sit back there together, then fine. Unless couples together. So unless they're friend couples together. Ayo Trav said, told y'all these dudes love their friends more than their girls. That's how the other guy said his bae is up in the front with him. Caroline said, I want to be a homeboy. They get treated better. It's hilarious. Okay, I didn't think they would really be getting on the best friend thing. Somebody said, who cares? Get in so that we can go get something to eat. I'm hungry. Natalie82 said, first of all, if you want your homie to put his hands on your lap while driving, just say that. The Clifford the Gift said, my lady is sitting next to me, and the only way she isn't is if her and the other girl are really good friends and we approach the car. She said, I'm going to go sit in the back with her. Okay, that's boring. Somebody said, it depends on the friend dynamic. Of course, I'd be in front with my aunt. with my man. However, if me and the guy's girlfriend were super close, I wouldn't mind sitting back there with her. It's not that serious as long as as the respect is shown, and it's my choice. Somebody else said, first of all, we're taking separate cars because when I'm ready to leave, we leaving. Okay, I would never date a girl like that. Rick Ethan said, normalize calling shotgun regardless of anyone's relationship. That's funny. Dark Skin Poppy said, I'm an adult. Whoever calls shotgun first. Love that. Somebody said the car is too packed. And lastly, Kendra Blaine said, my husband wouldn't let me sit back there. His homeboy would have to go back there with his girl. If an elder is in the car, I would let them sit up front though. Anyways, the reason why I said the order is not good is not only, so I don't know if depends where we're going, it depends what I'm doing, but I would assume that the girls would want to sit back there with each other. I think it would be weird for me and my girl to be sitting up front, and my boy and his girl in the back. But that's not even my problem. I think it should be crisscross. I think if I'm driving, I clearly think too much, but if I'm driving, my girl should be behind my friend so that I could turn around and speak to her and see her. Because if she's directly behind me, I gotta maybe look in the rear view mirror if I want to say something to her. Same thing with my boy. My boy should just have to turn his head slightly and then he could see his girl. So I don't have a problem with my boy being in the front seat, but the girl's got to switch in the back seat. Anyways, I clearly think too much, but I really think this was actually a funny question of the day. Send me in your answers. Trent Out Loud at CFQR600.com. Comment below this video or send me a DM at any of my social handles at Trent Out Loud. All right, this brings us to sports news. Again, there's still not a lot of sports news out there, so I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a recap that I forgot to talk about in yesterday's show. The Paris Olympics are over, which we all know, but the closing ceremonies was it last night or the night before, Sunday night? But they had what's called a handover ceremony or something like that. And Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and Billie Eilish hit the stage. It was really cool. They also had her sing the national anthem. Tom Cruise gave the crowd a taste of Hollywood action as they head to LA. So Tom Cruise came down and you know how he has that Mission Impossible thing, whatever. So he went all over the crowd. That was really cool. And the Los Angeles mayor waved the flag. So I mean, they must have done it before. I just never remembered it where it's a handing over, all right, Paris is done. It's over to you now, LA. So I thought that was really cool. And lastly, one of the other cool things that I saw online is Vanessa Bryant designed a logo for the LA Olympics, and the A is Kobe's Mamba logo. So I thought that was really cool with the Laker colors in there. And she also put a little message. Take a listen. Here it is.
This emblem in his honor. We hope this inspires the Mamba mentality in every aspiring Olympian and Paralympian.
Kobe Bryant is a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. So shout out to LA. I think I may want to try to go out there when it's happening, actually, to get some tickets to go see something. Actually, maybe even cover it, right? 4 years from now, Trent Out Loud Podcast is going to be so huge. We're going to be everywhere, man. They're going to pay us to come to the Olympics and cover it for Canada. Anyways, that's it. And that is the show. Thanks for hanging with me this Tuesday morning. Really love y'all. Before I go, I just want to remind you guys a couple of ways to stay up to date with the Trent Out Loud Podcast. For those of you who watch the podcast on YouTube or listen to it on podcast platforms, please try to check me out weekdays from 11 to 12, Monday to Friday from 11 to 12 on CFQR600.com. You could tune in from any device anywhere in the world. Just hit that live button and you will hear me from 11 to 12. Or, of course, if you're in the Montreal area, you can listen on 600 AM on your radio stations. We do play the Trent Out Loud Podcast. We mix it in with 90s and 2000s hip hop and R&B. So it's a great hour. It's a great way to kind of break up your day, listening to your entertainment and viral news while you hear your favorite tracks from the 90s and 2000s. Vice versa, if you're used to listening to the show on CFQR 600 and you can't always catch it from 11 to 12, we get it. You're busy. You never have to miss an episode because every episode is uploaded to YouTube or podcast platforms, so you never have to miss a show. I think I said that already. Sorry. So go to your desired platform, type in Trent Out Loud. The show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the follow or subscribe button so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. And lastly, if you're like me and you like to watch your podcast, Spotify now supports video so that you could watch and listen to your podcast on Spotify. YouTube, Spotify, both the same video. Listen to it and watch it wherever you would like. You could also follow me on any of my social handles at Trent Out Loud and the production company Exclusivity Media on Instagram. I will see y'all tomorrow. It's hump day. The weekend's getting close, y'all. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace.